Hi guys, this is the second video for tonight playing with foiling and hot foil embossing, and we're going to try embossing with embossing folders here. So what I did, and my camera cut out, was I took this penny black die, and the sandwich I made with it was I had inked it with Versamark ink, then ran it through the embossing machine with the embossing pad, so it impressed the design into the paper. It did not cut the paper. And then I sprinkled it with embossing powder, and now I have run it through the minc machine on setting 3. So even though it has that design, we're going to see if this worked using the embossing powder method. And it did not work. That is a hot mess. Not hot foiling. Hot mess. Okay, so that did not work. I'm going to try a similar method with embossing folder. So I'm going to emboss the paper. Again, Nina Solar White paper. I have my Sizzix big cut machine over here on the side. Big Shot, whatever. Setting it up for normal embossing folder, embossing the design. Okay. Gonna cut another piece of foil. Oh, I have that ready. Now, what I'm going to do differently is I'm going to take the Versamark and lightly drag it across the raised embossed image here. So hopefully just the raised images got ink. We're going to take our deco foil, our minc foil, not the hot foil, and put that over it. And make sure it stays on it. Run this through our machine. I'm going to run this through twice. The other way you could do it is to put the Versamark ink on this side of the folder where it's raised, and then emboss it, and then try the... Oh, I forgot to put embossing powder on there. Whoopsie. I have to do that again. Way to go, Nance. See, this is why I do these videos for you guys, so you can see the mistakes that I make, so that you guys don't make the same mistakes. This should not have stuck because there's nothing for the foil to adhere to. Ta-da! Alright, let's try that again. Need Versamark. Need something for the foil to stick to. And I can tell you this is not going to work already. I'm going to emboss another sheet of paper. Where's my embossing folder? Alright, trying this again. Paper in the embossing folder. Folder going through the big kick on the side, getting embossed. Embossed. Now running the Versamark over the raised image. Now putting clear embossing powder over that. And if I were doing this properly, I would take a brush and wipe off any of the excess powder. But I wasted enough time with my mistakes. Now we're going to put it in the embossing folder. Now put the foil over it. Now run it through the machine. And now my mat's all sticky. I think my ink pad was pulling up. Yep, there it is. It probably didn't emboss very well. It probably works better if you have a little embossing, a little tiny, like one of those ink cube ones. So the first video I did, guys, was on hot foiling using the Toto machine, and also you could use the Go Press machine from Anna Griffith the same way. This one is trying to use embossing folders to do foiling. And I think this is another fail. Hot mess fail. Fail number 2. I don't know if we can use hot foil on embossing folders. I'm going to try one more way, guys. I am going to take the Versamark and swipe it on the raised part of the embossing folder. Running out of scrap paper too. Put my paper in, run that through the machine again. Okay, so we should have Versamark ink inside the crevices here. Hard to see because it's clear. I really don't see it at all. Oh yeah, it's there. It's there. Okay, grab a piece of foil. Alright, I don't know if this is going to work, guys. I don't know how we can do foiling of embossed images. The only other way I can think of is if you take an image that's already been embossed and take the deco foil glue until that's tacky and run it through that way. I have some of this Zig 2-way glue. We can try that while we're waiting for that to come through the machine quick. So this is a pretty simple design, so I could go through here and do all these little swirlies. And then what will happen is that will dry and it will still be tacky. But you wouldn't need a hot foil machine for that. That would just, the deco foil would stick right to that. That worked a little better, but still ultimately fail. So here we tried to hot foil with a die with the minc machine. It didn't work. It worked much better using it on the hot foil machine. So there's the hot foil try. There is the minc machine try. Hot foil wins. This was a hot foil die that we used. And these are using, these 3 fails are using the minc machine and embossing folder. So I'm sorry, guys, to report to you, I don't know of a way to get hot foil to stick, other than running your embossing folder through your minc machine, which I definitely do not recommend doing. I will not be doing that because this is plastic. It will melt when it goes in there. So it's not a great idea at all. Unless some companies start making metal embossing folders, or you use the metal plates that came with, that you can order for the Toto machine. I guess I could try that, but honestly, guys, I don't want to break my machine sticking something in there that probably doesn't belong in there. I'm better off using the hot foil machine. So there's my 2 video, guys, using the Toto to do hot foil, and this video is my failed attempt at using embossing folders on foiling. Here you can see this glue is almost dry, but what you would do is just wait for this to dry until it's tacky, and then you would just put your foil down and it would just stick on there. That's the only way I can think of doing it. You know, once the glue is dry, that would stick. With a embossing folder. I don't know, guys. If you have ideas, I'll be happy to try them out. Thanks for watching, and keep on stamping.